1 year ago, I opened a box, and I had no idea of the crazy journey that this little plastic trainer would lead me down. A journey that I'm going to talk about in this video, and if you want to know more about my journey before all the Balisongs stuff, check out this video on blade bias on the subject. Otherwise, let's discuss how I got here. As all of you know, I started my journey by picking up a Squiddy B. But that's not where the story starts. The story starts 3 or 4 years before, when I tried this Balisong at Ty's house. I wanted to get one, I was super interested, but I wasn't sure if my 14 or 15-year-old self should be carrying something around that looked like a knife. So I decided against it. Flash forward to July of last year, I was staying over at Ty's house and I remembered that thing and I wanted to try it out again. So I asked him to get it out, he did, and I did the Farbos combo all day. I did a bunch of research and I settled on the Squiddy B. A plastic Balisong that didn't really look like a knife seemed like the perfect fit for what I wanted. It arrived a few days later on August 7th, and I would post this video. My first ever flipping clip. Super basic, super sloppy, bad camera angle, bad framing, but I was so proud of it. Looking at the footage now, I can't remember the last time my Squiddy's pivots looked that nice. I remember planning to use that Squiddy for over a year until I got as good as Will Hirsch, which then I would promptly upgrade to an aluminum or maybe even a titanium Balisong trainer. I think we all know how that turned out. Whatever, anyway. 3 days later, I posted this video of me doing a handle switch, a move that I had become pretty familiar with in that time as I thought it looked really cool, and I put a lot of time into making it look as smooth as I could. I went dormant on posting my improvement for a few weeks after that because it was around the time that I was moving into college and orientation week, and I just had a lot on my plate around then. But I still did carry the Squiddy, I still did practice, and I showed a bunch of people, and I was having a great time flipping. It was also in this period that I bought Ty his replica of the Octane heirloom from Apex Legends, his old main when we used to play together. On September 5th, I made a pretty big purchase that you guys would probably recognize. I purchased these two bracelets, the white one and the blue one, and they would appear in a video about 2 weeks later. I remember I posted this because, oh yeah, Balisong cool, but I also kind of wanted to show off the bracelets because I thought they were just super awesome. But that video must have reminded me about posting my progress because 2 days later, I did my first documented rollover. And that is a rollover, oh dear. I remember having so much trouble smoothing out rollovers, so looking back on this clip isn't exactly a surprise, but it's still, how do I say this, painful? Although the fact that I was sitting cramped at my desk watching Ludwig on my laptop probably didn't help that much. By mid-October, my Squiddy was looking a bit chewed up, and I had decided that I was done with plastic, as I became super interested in flipping a heavier metal trainer. I did some research, and I decided on the Mako V4, the first drop of which was going to happen in about a week. And I had been watching a bunch of videos about it on Will Hirsch flips, and I just thought it looked super cool. Unfortunately, I didn't know much about the Balisong community back then because I didn't realize how quickly it would sell out. How little I knew back then. Looking back on it though, I am super happy that I missed out on that drop. We all know how the Mako V4 went, and it prompted me to do research into other Balisongs at similar price points, where I found the Arctic. In another stroke of pure luck, Arctic had a drop like a week later, but I almost missed it. I remember seeing the drop announcement about an hour after it happened and being so excited and going onto the website and seeing that they were pretty much all gone. The one that I wanted, Fire and Ice, completely gone. And all there was, I believe, orange, gray, and green, or maybe it was pink instead of orange. I don't remember. I decided, screw it, I'm gonna get the green one. I had a friend who really liked green, so I thought I'll give it to someone as a gift, I guess, when I get the one that I actually want, but I'll get this to hold me over for now. Another amazing choice on hindsight, as it's become pretty much synonymous with my channel at this point. And I managed to snag the last green Arctic they had. The Arctic arrived on the 16th of October, and I proceeded to have one of the greatest first impressions to a Balisong that I've ever had, even to this day. The jump from plastic to aluminum was insane. The quality of it felt amazing, and I had such a genuine smile the first time I took it out of that box and I did a fan on it. You couldn't have kicked the smile off of my face that day. In this video, me showing off the Arctic, you can see that I've gotten a bit better at rollovers and threw an index rollover in there. Ooh. I would then go on to post this video a few days later with the caption, "This thing is a work of art," showing off my ability to do aerials, which I honestly don't remember learning. Looking back on it. Over the course of October and the first half of November, I would go on to post a bunch of pictures of the Arctic, a bunch of clips with it, doing things like my first documented behind the 8-ball, a now staple in my trick pool, and you can also see the introduction of my third bracelet, the red one, which I believe I purchased in early October sometime. The second half of November, however, was a time, and it would see my clips and picture posting kind of fall off until the beginning of December, where everything came back in a huge way. After a public speaking assignment was changed and I had to scrap a speech about Balisongs, I still was left with the urge to talk about Balisongs. This came to a head when Ty bought a new camera and he wanted to test it out, and I said the 4 words that started this whole thing: I have an idea. I would go on to make the intro Balisong video that I had always wanted to see, going over the different price points that a beginner might look at, the pros and cons of each, the terminology, and I had so much fun making that video that I planned another one, the Arctic review that I had always wanted to see. Up until this point, I was pretty silent in the Balisong community. I watched Will when he uploaded, and I watched Big Flips for Tricks, and maybe a few other creators thrown in there like Addison, but I didn't really engage with the community that much. I wasn't really a part of it. And YouTube at that time was a thing that I just uploaded maybe annually on, whenever I felt the need to talk about something or I had the creative energy to make a video. I expected the video to get maybe 100 views and was stoked to see it hit 150, but I thought it would plateau there, to be honest. That is all until 10 days later, December 15th.
He fucking commented on the video.
Will Hirsch himself. Up until this point, I had never considered myself a fanboy. I never idolized YouTubers. I never thought that I would go crazy if I ever met one or if one ever saw my videos. But as that clip shows, didn't exactly go that way, did it? But I'm skipping over some fairly important events. In those 10 days, I got my custom Squiddy for my friends, and I made the purchase of my now iconic mascot, Marty. The rest of December saw me purchasing 2 more Arctics, one for Ty, one for myself, uploading more YouTube videos, making an Instagram for my YouTube, and starting my now regular live streams. I got decks. I purchased a secondhand squid trainer that arrived on New Year's, and I made a clip with that wishing everyone a Happy New Year. And then January became one of the busiest times in my early journey. My collection was pretty solid. I was posting more clips, such as this incredibly clever behind the 8-ball at the pool table, and I was steadily improving, learning things like choker fan, and documenting my first of my now overused combo, the Valorant combo, that any of you would recognize if you watched any of my videos. Besides some clips that I never posted publicly, which I'll play over here as I keep talking, you guys pretty much know the rest of the story. The Nautilus, the pre-order of the Nemesis, appearing in a Will Hirsch video, the Vortex, the Cycloid, Blade Bias, more videos, more improvement, and Blade Show. One of the best experiences of my life. Even after Blade Show, the excitement didn't stop. The Damascus Kraken, the Prisma, the Kraken Trainer. So much cool stuff. I'm now at 15 Balisongs, all up to this point that we are at right now. My 1-year anniversary video and edit on Instagram. Link in the description, go check it out. This year has been crazy, simultaneously feeling super long and also super short with so much happening in those 12 months. I thank you all for coming on this journey with me, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Thank you for watching, always. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So when are we gonna talk about who that is?